Hey, I'm Kev Stone. Welcome back to MotoGP 19 as we head to the GoPro British Grand Prix around the Silverstone circuit. And there are going to be changes as the bike is fully developed. We no longer need to do free practice 3, or do we? To get through qualifying 1. Now we'll take the hit of the free practice and just do both qualifying sections from now on and do the race as well. So let's head to qualifying 1 then. 15 minutes of fun. Let's try and be in the top 4. As for already are Canet, Antonelli, Mazia, Della Porta, McPhee on home turf, ahead of Binder, Rodrigo, Tuba, Mino Arbolino, Vietti, and Fernandez, Foggia, and Suzuki have made it through. So it looks like Arenas, Ramirez, Kornfeld and Sasaki might be our closest rivals, but we also got the likes of Venati, Alonso Lopez as well, he's always decent. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for Kev Stone. So because of the changes then, going to give ourselves like 5 laps in qualifying 1, because normally with practice we have at least 7 laps to get used to conditions. So we'll give ourselves 5 laps in qualifying 1, then qualifying 2 will just be 1 shot. What are you doing, Ryder? My God. So there's a bit more open maggots and beggets finally. We go through Chapel. Can't believe it took them so long to sort out Chapel. We can see it's definitely as it should be, as a down the hanger straight towards Stowe on the top passing spots on the circuit. Lots of braking. Probably take that in 3rd, not 2nd. Talk about lots of braking. Here we go into Vale and Club. Definitely got to check our braking points, I think. I'll just use a bit more rear brake. There you go, flat through Club. 112.2. Of course, we don't have any reference laps as well, so we don't actually know how good we are until everyone else starts setting lap times. So we go through Farm and now into the loop. First up, Village. We could take that in 2nd. And then the loop. Such a weird corner on the bike. Like, you're always drifting wide and never feels satisfying. We go through Aintree onto the Wellington straight now. And then rejoining the old circuit into Brooklands. The apex corner. If you hit the apex. Never look like shaking hands there with it. Then through Luffield. Just got to be patient. Almost treat that like the corner at the bottom of the hill in the Nürburgring. 1 apex, 2 apex, not just 1 smooth apex. There's 220.4. Get a feeling we're like 5 seconds off the pace. We'll soon find out though. Everyone's come out early. Joining us out for a little leisurely ride here in sunny Britain. There's all the rear wanting to slide so much. No wonder we've lost 3 tenths. We're using the same setup we used in Austin, which I thought was pretty good in the S's. Obviously, it was good in America, not around here through maggots and backets. But yeah, it adds a new interest in Trista as well to remain of the championship. Shaking up the formula slightly. Time to start using the rear brake, I'm guessing. There you go, nice and smooth. Hit those apexes, nice and smooth on the power. Do not cut the corner. Do not run wide either. Until half a second up. Still not got any other lap times though. The reference, what the hell? Abbey used to be a good passing spot as well, so we'll see if that's proving true in the race. So using the rear brake definitely really is helping. Sasaki 220 flat, so we're actually not too bad, apparently. 299 from Lopez. But we're about to go a second quicker. Using lots of rear braking into Brooklands. Once again, do not want to clip that curb on the inside. Remember that being the case as well in 18. Let's pick up that throttle. And then flat out through Woodcote. Across the line, it's going to be an 18. To 18.7. Do we even need 5 laps then? Seems to have the rear brake there to get the bike into the corner. See again the rear traction. Now let's see if we can get through Maggots and Beckett's. We need some practice here. There's hello rear again. God, it's not liking a change in direction, is it? Still half a second quicker. It's not bad at all. So yeah, maybe just 3 laps for Silverstone. Seem to have a good grasp around it. Surprisingly. It's not like I'm a Brit or anything, so I'm used to seeing it. Honestly, yeah, it's just one of the favourite circuits on the calendar, even in this configuration. It's interesting. I would prefer Donington, but I can understand why. It's a bit too old-fashioned now for MotoGP. They've caught up to F1 and getting rid of the older circuits from the calendar, or kind of modernising the older circuits. And now they're starting to explore as well. You've got Thailand just had it. Of course, we've had the South for over a decade now. But yeah, I can't ever see MotoGP going back to the likes of Laguna, unfortunately, or even Estoril. Estoril was such good fun on the bikes as well. Had probably the best race I've ever seen in 2006. Well, the ending was. Gina Diaz, Rossi, you had Kenny Roberts Jr. up there as well. One of his last hurrahs at MotoGP level. Colin Edwards, I remember as well. So I think that race is actually on YouTube. If you're going to find it, I think it's from the official MotoGP channel as well. You've got to watch that. But the middle part of the race was intriguing. The start was... Well, I'm a bit of a Pedrosa fan. I like Nick Hayden. So I'd say it's good. Through clenched teeth. Because that's when Pedrosa tried to take out Hayden, if I remember. And it calmed down in the middle of the race, and then it just went apeshit crazy at the end. So we might have to do another lap. Ramirez at the top now, 2:18.7. And you see no rear end getting out all over the place. That's much better through Maggots and Beckett's. Definitely have to feed in the power more, it feels like. And that is a nice... Like, I'm loving the physics. Like, changes. It's a good step in the right direction, 19. Have to wait till we properly ride the Moto2 and MotoGP bikes though, as old Quickest Stone, who found his sector 2. Put that one in his tally. So we get it down to second. That would do. Definitely have to be doing that in a race. Will once again wanted to lose traction, but it doesn't matter. Stone's still up. Good thing we carried on, didn't stop after 2 laps. He's still second overall though, so he's not... That he dropped down the order massively. But it's just a threat of other riders being right up there, such as Lopez and Kornfeld. We know are very good. Go through the right, cross the line. Done it, 2:18.4, that will do. As Ian Ramirez grabbed back top spot with a 2:18.1, but along with Stone, Arenas and Kornfeld, they do make it through. Sasaki just missed out by a 10th. So it was very Japanese rider. Yurchenko with a decent qualifying for once. I say that, he's just outside the top 20 on the 7th row. Then on the 8th row, Fanati, Masaki and Alonso Lopez did not have the pace here. Then Perez, not near the back. Salak and Rossi, well, I guess he kind of is. Then Onshu, Bufamos, he doesn't start last, but he starts second to last. It's Sergio Garcia. Remember when they were batting for victory in Qatar? So here he goes. Kev Stone for the first of 2 efforts. Qualifying 2 because he did 4 laps. Qualifying 1. So giving like 6 in total. This already backs the bike in there. Oh, the curb's nice on the inside. Okay. We back it in next lap. They can use that inside curb a bit better. There you go. Got the bike a bit straight, but whack the inside curb there. Need to keep it in third, knock down the second. 2:18.2 from Canet. 4 tenths down for Stone, poor first sector. But we've seen in the second sector he's decent. Good into these heavy braking zones here. That bodes well for the race as well. As I said, these are overtaking zones in the middle sector. Especially this corner, you've got to be watching from behind. There's going to be quite a lot of dives going into there. Oh, he's gone a bit wide, Stone. That was a bit sloppy. Oh, and the bike did not like getting on the power. Goes over the curves. Just 2 tenths back. If he's gaining on Canet through there, definitely is this sector. Let's go all over the curve there. Doesn't mind that on the inside of Abbey. That's good to know as well. So the curves may be a bit kinder in some places. Let's be careful on a couple of corners. Especially into the loop, braking wise. As he's up on Canet. He's got a bit of a toe here as well, down the Wellington straight. Again, they're going to improve massively, aren't they? So there we go, hugging that apex like his favourite granny is Stone. That's much better. There we go, get hard on the power. That's why McPhee almost blocking his teammate. That's a 2:17.6 from Stone. That's teamwork. Good job from McPhee helping his teammate. Stone not returning the favour, of course. Oh my god. There goes the rear again. You just take the section in third then. As he's 2 tenths up, he's quicker than his previous lap, Stone. He's going for a low 2:17. Turn along McPhee down the straight, so he might be costing Scott in the corners maybe, but he's down the straights, is helping him out. And again, the rear not liking that. Lots of rear brake applied here. Oh, actually, it's the apex boofy there. You see, still fighting the bike, but 7 tenths up. Forget about 217s, he wants a 16. Oh no, he's got it. Roll through farm. Keep the throttle on, Stone. Oh no. But it doesn't cost him pole in Moto 3. I can't remember if that's his first pole. No, he got one in Assen, didn't he? But he's ahead of Antonelli by less than a tenth. It could have been so much more as well. He's got lots in the back pocket for the race. And we've got Della Porta around out the front row. Then we've got Mazia, Canet and Arbolino. Vietti ahead of Binder and Rodrigo. Tuba around at the top 10. Limit Fia and Mino. Then it's Foggia, Suzuki and Ramirez. And on the sixth row, Arenas, Fernandez. A good cornfield. Now this will be interesting to see as we got the guess basically. The race tyres, but it's like medium hard are the choice to go gone soft medium as Stone. Just like in Austria. Medium hard from McPhee, soft medium from Fernandez, but mostly medium from the grid. That does not bode well for the race. Oh, Sasaki going along with his teammate Fanati with medium hards. Not that much variation. That's a bit disappointing. Medium hard for Onshu. So here's Stone revving up at the start line as we get underway for 9 laps. And he's got a decent getaway from Paul's head towards Cops. Does he hold on to the lead? He can go flat out through there. All over the curbing as well. Then into Maggots and Beckett's on a glorious day here in Britain. Here's Stone leading. Well, 6 tenths ahead of Della Porta as well. Shows how good his start was. Masaki ahead of Onshu. Mino into the top 10 of Tuba. And Mazia up to 4th ahead of Arbolino. Canet as low as 7th at the start. Going with Vietti. McPhee trying to march forward into the top 10 in 12th. It's all a bit too much curb on the inside there from Stone. Gets a short shifting done right though. And that's a 7 tenths lead over Antonelli. There's Fernandez looking 4 points, sniffing with Kornfeld in 16th and 17th. Back with Ramirez over 12, and it's like the Spaniard trying to launch his way up the field again in the race. As Antonelli actually 5 tenths behind. So it's that third sector where the Stone's a bit poorer. First 2 sectors alright. And this final sector as well, but it very much is one line through Luffield. Very difficult to overtake in Luffield, actually with all the multiple lines you take. There's Mazzi up to 3rd of Antonelli. Canet rounds out the top 5 head of Arbolino. Got Arbolino, Binder, Vietti as well in 8th. Mazzi up to 2nd head of Della Porta. And out to 4th head of Antonelli. That's a bit of dirt. There's Suzuki back for 12th with McPhee. It's allowed Mazia to catch right back up to Stone. So let's see down the hanger straight then if he's giving some toe away. And the Spaniard will dive into Stowe as Binder up to 6th head of Arbolino. Binder on a flyer here. The South African. Oh, very wide from Stone. Might gifted first to the Spaniard he has. He's trying to take it back. Oh, not quite. The Spaniard now 4 tenths in front. Della Porta right in his tail. Oh, Stone as well. Great run for Abbey and Farm though. He's going to dive on the inside through Village, not quite. And it's like Mazda held it off. Oh, but look at the pace advantage Stone has. Goes into the loop, not quite. Again through Aintree onto the Wellington straight. Right in the toe of the leader. The Porter half a second back, so here he goes back into the lead, Stone. Or not. Look at Mazzy with that confidence round the outside. Now at the final corner, or through the final corner of Woodcote. Stone all over the back of Mazzy, takes back the lead before the start-finish line. Well, that's an audition for later in this race, isn't it? It's all Stone all over the dirt. He's got Mazzy on the inside as well to Cops. Holds on as Rodrigo rounds out the top 10 behind Vietti. Got a heck of a battle going on for the lead here in Britain. But for once, Stone is part of the action. Been a bit MIA in that department the last couple of races. But he's holding on just out of the Spaniard, 2 tenths. Definitely giving the slipstream away now on this third lap. And to head towards Stowe, he's got a bit of the inside line covered here. Is that enough? Having to brake a bit earlier as well. Is that tight line? Seems to have worked. But then into Vale. Oh, he's outbraked himself. Trying to get on the power through club. Struggling. Oh, Mazda trying to go down the inside. Stone clinging on. It's Del Porter, Antonelli, and Canetto battling behind. Looks like Stone has held on into the lead then. Rabi and Farmway so confident. You saw that compared to anyone else. Not as confident into the loop though. But he's holding on. Anthony up to third ahead of Del Porter as well. And 6 tenths lead. Maybe Mazda did attempt the move but got cut off by Stone. As Anthony into the lead, maybe that confirms it as well. Oh, into second, should I say. Not into the lead, Stone holds the lead. As Ramirez up to 13th, finally past McPhee. As we go through the outfield, just clinging on to the inside curb. No one can make a move then. To go through Woodcote. Approach the halfway mark of the race. The top 10 are all together. It's all over the curb in Stone. He's using every inch of this historic circuit to hold on to this lead. With his 8 tenths of Antonelli, he really does love that first sector. And the second's alright as well. It's the third where it comes back down, and then the fourth is hit and miss. Well, normally it's the second sector which is alright, but it won't be if you can take that wider line through Stoke. Like he's got good enough lead, Stone. Can break into Vale, just about. Short shift up the gears. Get that traction going. 3 tenths lost Sante. So maybe actually the second sector's poor in the race. And I was saying that he did make a Horlicks of Stowe. So Anthony trying to make the move as well. So trying to get to the apex. Suddenly found an Italian bike alongside him. He's still 3/10 up though. So he survived the tough parts of the lap. Let's head towards Brookwood. Oh, I'd say tough parts. Brookwood seems to be mighty tough. But he's held the apex nicely there. They're porch ahead of Mazia now. Remember when he was battling for the lead? Seems he does. Back up to third. No, there Porter back by. His elbow racing here at Silverstone. 18-2. That's a solid lap. There's Rodrigo ahead of Vietti further down the order. Once again, Stone using all of the track. There's curb in there. It's part of the track. You use it all. As he's 1.2 ahead after the first sector. There's Masaki ahead of Salak for 24th. They're not scoring points today, unfortunately. As we approach halfway mark of this race, Canet ahead of his fellow Spaniard. That's better through Stowe. Keep hitting third as well. Save the tyres a bit on traction. There's Rodrigo and Vietti really battling over ninth. Once again using all the curbing and some. Yeah, he loses a few tenths in that sector and sector 2 in the race. Bit curious how you gain so much in qualifying then. Through the loop, all that rear brake. Do not use the rear brake into that tight left-hander. Bike did not like that. As he's 7/10 up ahead of Antonelli into the second half of the race now. Looking for his second Moto3 victory, Stone. His first in the dry though. As Ramirez into the top 10 ahead of Vietti. It's there Porsche up ahead of Antonelli now. Or not. Italians really going to war. And here comes Mazia to join in the fun. God, exchanging places all the time. Another 18-2 consistency from Stone. He's 1.1 ahead of the chasing pack. He's found some rhythm on this sit flat. You especially need it around such a long track like this with some fast corners too. Needs to have a good balance around here. Stone definitely has that. 9/10 ahead of Mazia in second. Ahead of the Italians now. Canet not really getting involved. It seems like in fifth. And he's probably looking behind him as well. You've got a host of riders so close together. Buffet was in 26th. That won't be pleasing the home fans. I'd like to see him at least battling for a top 20. There's Misaki down in 27th now. Oh, he actually gained a few tenths there, Stone. Almost a second now ahead of second. There's some chatter. That's what you want in a braking zone. So yeah, just trail brake into the loop. Do not bother about the rear brake at all. And yeah, second ahead. Stone's got the legs here in Silverstone. He's running. As I said, something he's been missing the previous couple of races where he's been Improving that consistency, that lap time consistency. Well, he's just been a few tenths back, half a second back. Now he's the rider with a couple of tenths in his back pocket, and it's going to be a crack over that, is it? 18-1. Slightly faster. Look at that 17-8 behind though. From Mazia. As Salak up the 23rd of Rossi. He's starting his charge maybe a bit too late in the final third of this race. And Rossi says, no, you're not allowed to charge around here, mate. That's my 23rd place. And 7 tenths ahead of the Spaniard. Up in his game once again. Stone thought he got rid of him, but he's coming back now. A little tussle. A little brawl in the part of that race. And now he's back where he needs to be challenging for victory. Once again, a bit wide through Stowe. Stowe's been a poor corner this race. He needs to improve that in the last couple of laps. The Stone. There you go, much smoother, much nicer through Valen Club on this occasion. Doesn't even need a short shift up to 4th, really. Final part, Nick at 8 tenths in front now. That's more like it. Got it in L for Abbey and Farm as well. See what a difference a fully developed bike makes for Stone. Got those couple of tenths now he needed. As Fanati up to 19th, really is struggling. Gain a couple of tenths there, Mazia. So again, that third sector not very hot for Stone. But in Brooklyn seems to be now. Now in that braking zone. Bit wide in the off field. But again, you can treat it as 2 apexes. Just shoot himself out of a cannonball there. The midway point of that corner to connect up to 4th ahead of Antonetti. For Stone, 18.5. Another 17.8 behind. This one from Mino. Where's he? Coming 7th. Closing it up behind. Is it on to the penultimate lap of the race? But it's still Stone who's leading the way. It's not really actually been challenged despite the pace shown from behind. In fact, 8 tenths ahead of the Spaniard now. Let's go into the top 20. Very famous into the top 25 ahead of Garcia. Foggy fancies a bit of Fanati as well, up to 19th now. Oh, that's how you sort out Stowe. That's an apex. Well, almost. It's much closer towards the apex, though. That's what we mainly needed. Kind of outbraked himself into Vale, though. No, he does need the short shifting. Still 6 tenths in front. Lap and a half to go. Must be getting a bit nervous, the Andorran. You think back to early in the season, round the Circuit of the Americas. Prime chance for victory. Chucked away. Alonso Lopez up to 21st, and it's like the Japanese rider falling a bit, and 3 tenths is the gap. They're coming. Think back to Rez where he had fantastic pace, just it deserts him in the race. Same for last time out in Red Bull Ring in Austria. In the Saxon Ring as well, just not quite there in the race pace. So many examples this season. But on to the final lap. And it's like he's got it here in Silverstone 18.4. 17.6 for Mino. He's on a charge late in this race. He's up to 6th. Stone also charging in the lead. Oh, beautiful through Maggot Smith. 7/10 ahead of the Spaniards. He might have the pace, but he's not getting close. The Buffet Mosan Garcia reminiscing about guitar, probably. Only 25th. Lopez ahead of Fenati. And again, Stone nicely into the apex. Well, kind of. Well, Stone, but he's into it in Vale. That's more important. Now than that as well. Then through Club, past the Silverstone ring. Oh, that's the best he's been through there in ages, that set to 110.6. A second ahead of Mazza. He's turning up on this final lap. I think that's a second quicker than the previous lap. He might be aiming for a 17 here. He's like, everyone else has got one. I might as well get one as well, join the club. That's all Mazza down from second on the final lap. Betty up to 11th. Mazza might not even score a point. How close it is behind. McPhee up to 13th. Dale Porter in second now. Well, with Antonelli completing the podium. Fenati up to 20th ahead of Lopez. It's all a bit wide through Brooklands. But I think Stone has got the gap. So it's his chief rival this race. Falling right at the end. We'll have to see what will happen after it. It's going to cross the line for his first victory in the dry. At Moto 3 level. So this is something I haven't really analysed either. He is actually the battling during the race. So we're on board with the number 5. He's down the inside of Della Porte and really can show off as well. These kind of new opponents style. Let's see how well they battle. This is the middle part of the race where they're exchanging places like phone numbers in a club. As they go over the start finish line. Look at how close it is, this field. So you had Stone in front, you had Della Porte, Antonelli. As you got Canet behind as well. As Stone goes track limits. You know, he's on the track. Goes very wide. You can see Mazza down the inside of Antonelli. Got that drive. But down the inside connection, so they got the drive of Corpse. You can see Antonelli trying to put away a bit. Now here comes Canet with a little look down the inside on his KTM. For Max Racing. But the Buster Capital Dubai bike holds on. Look how close it is down the hanger straight. And look how wide it is. They're like 3 wide behind. And there goes Canet down the inside. Not quite finding the gap though. That's where Mazza was very good during the race. He even blurs out of existence sometimes. At least his leathers does. As he go through into Vale. And then through Club. And now let's fast forward a bit then. And on to this final lap where he's holding second. So we are on the final lap. Then you see Stone build up that lead. Mazza trying to charge behind. He's got a bit of a gap to Della Portia. And then as you can see Antonelli as well. So let's see what happened to Mazza as he go into Village. Let's just slow it down a bit. Let's slow it all the way down. As you can see, everyone actually kind of spread out a bit as well. So he gets onto the grass. Oh, he's just dirt tracking. What's he doing? It's on the final lap. Stone finally got into the 17. Says after 20 minutes, 9 laps, he wins by over a second at Del Porte and Antonelli. Canet in 4th head of Mino with his charge. Getting into the top 5. Then Arbolono in 7th head of Binder, Rodrigo, Ramirez. Getting that top 10. But quite a bit ahead of Suzuki. Imagine if he actually qualified well, Ramirez. Some of his results would be fantastic. Then you've got Vietti in 11th head of Tuba, McPhee, Mazza in 14th. So that final lap full and Kornfeld grabbing the final point, just ahead of Fernandez by a couple of seconds, but less than top 10 seconds separates the top 15. That is Moto3, baby, with Sasaki in 18th. As well, just missing out on a point. So the ones who haven't scored points so far this season, you've got Stanek in 23rd, Masaki in 27th, Yurchenko in 28th, and Perez in last. So in the Riders' Championship then, Stone up to 6th, 8 points behind Mino in that battle for 5th. Well, it's 8 points that are separating Canet and Della Porta. It is closing up at the top with Antonelli, 29 points by Mazia, as he chucked away his championship, 53 points behind now with Mino in 5th. You've got Suzuki down to 7th, Ramirez, Tuba, Rodrigo rounding out the top 10 ahead of Arbolono, Binder up a couple places ahead of McPhee and Vietti. Then you got Onshu up ahead of Alonso Lopez. That seems to happen all the time though. Then in the team's championship, just a point separate the top 3. They're part ahead of Simoncelli. And then Buster Calciubay, they would be leading if Mazia kept it together by around 15 points. Instead, they're a point back. Then you've got a Max Racing, Petronas Spirita. They're gaining slightly on Max Racing, but I don't think that would be a battle, unfortunately, in the championship. Too much ground to make up. It definitely is a battle for 6th, though. Honda Team Asia just ahead of Green Power and VR46 and Snipers and Grassini. 14 points separate the bottom half of the top 10. And you've got Stray Galizia having a shocker of a season.
This rider has been able to impose a frantic pace on today's race, and now he and his mechanics are rightly going to party.
So I think it's fair to say Stone nailed every objective that the team wanted. He definitely had to establish himself as a team leader. As what else happened in Great Britain then? So Dovi executed a great race, and Silverstone belongs to him as he beat Rossi and the excellent Marquez. In Moto2, Shirota and Marquez managed to keep up for a few laps, but then capitulate to Baldassarri. There's a word from the stars on Moto3. We maintained a good pace as Della Porta, but we're unlucky in the key moments. Congratulations are due to Stone for today's victory over the first of many in the remaining 7 or 8 races of the season. 7 races of the season. As well, great middle section it's been since he won in Assen. Stone full of confidence now with a brake bike that's fully developed too. Can he make it 2 wins in a row around the Misano circuit, World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli? So have a watch and we'll find out next time.